All right, hello and welcome to a balance and strength class. If you don't know me, my name is Max. I work in our Brantford location. And like I said, we're gonna be doing a balance and strength class. So what we'll have today is we'll have 9 movement pairs, so 18 exercises in total. Half of them will be related to challenging our balance, and then the other half will be related to challenging our strength and getting stronger, okay? So what's gonna happen first is we'll go through a little bit of a warm up, get ready, and then after that we'll get into the class. And of course, like always, I will demonstrate everything, tell you exactly what you need to be doing and then what you should be feeling in the exercises as well. One thing that you should have by hand or handy is a water bottle. So I have mine right back here because we will take frequent breaks. We'll have short breaks and then we'll have longer breaks to make sure we're getting some water in and getting a rest. I am going to be using 2 dumbbells, so if you have them at home, grab them. You could use them for the class. If you don't have dumbbells at home, that's okay too. All right, so let's get right into it. Our first warm-up, heel-toe rock. I'm going to stand with my feet about shoulder width apart. I'm going to turn to the side just so you can see. We're going to go ahead and start. So I come up on my toes and rock back on my heels. Up on my toes, back on my heels. With this, of course, with any of our movements that challenge balance, if you want to be by like a countertop or maybe by the back of a chair or a couch or whatever, somewhere where you can kind of grab onto and steady yourself if you need to, feel free to do so. Of course, I want you to be safe at home while you're doing these exercises. Good, just rocking back and forth on the toes and the heels. Good, then we're going straight into high knees. So all we're gonna do is just march in place. So we get our arms to swing, we get our knees to come up. All right, we want to try to get our knees up to hip height. If we can't quite get them there, that's fine. We just get them as high as we can. All right, good. Couple more seconds of this. Let's keep going. 5 seconds and counting. Then we're going right into butt kicks now. So let's go ahead and drive those heels back into our butt kicks. Good. And just alternating from each leg, bringing that heel back as far as we can. Good, keep this up here, we're doing great so far. Just trying to get a good warm up in, get us ready to do some of these exercises. Both physically warming up the body, but also mentally getting us in the right state of mind. 2 and 1, next triangle mobility drill. Stand with our feet slightly wider than shoulder width apart. Arms out, bend at the waist, touch opposite hand to opposite toe there. Make sure we stand up nice and tall in between each tap. If you can't reach your toe, that's okay. Just go as far down as you can, okay? Good. Excellent, keep this up. Last one here. Good, next, keep the arms out. Arm circles forward here for 15 seconds. And then we'll hit the brakes and go in reverse. Get the upper body warmed up too. Good. All right, keep going forward here. All right, go ahead, hit the brakes. Let's go in reverse for these circles. Excellent. And just medium-sized circles. They don't have to be super big or super small. Good, let's keep these arms out by our side, bring them in, give ourselves a hug, open back up. We're just doing some arm swings now. And let those arms just relax so they come in and come out, kind of like you have like no control over them. But of course you do, but just to warm everything up. Like I said, get that upper body warmed up as well. Good. All right, finishing this up in 3, 2, 1, good. Okay, so we're gonna go into the actual movements of the class. The way it's gonna work is we're gonna do a movement for 30 seconds. We'll have 15 seconds of a break / transition time to the next movement, okay? So the first balance move we'll do is a clock tap. So I want us to stand on our left leg, okay? And that's gonna let our right leg be free to move. We're gonna reach out in front, come back to the center, reach out to the side, come back to the center, reach out to the back, come back to the center, starting in 3, 2, 1, here we go. Out to the front, tap, and I'm just tapping with my toe, okay? Move up a little bit so you can see me a little bit better. All right, and we call them clock taps because you want to imagine that you're standing in the middle of a clock, and as you tap out, you're touching, 12 o'clock, then 3 o'clock, and then 6 o'clock for the right leg. Good. Last round here. Excellent. Okay, so about 15 seconds of a transition time. I'm gonna grab my dumbbells because next we're just gonna do a dumbbell bicep curl. And we're gonna start in 5 seconds. I'm just gonna stand with my feet shoulder width apart. I'm gonna have my palms facing out. 3, 2, 1, we curl up. Come back down slow and under control there. Good. Curl up, come down slow and under control. Excellent. You don't want the weights to swing, okay? That's why I say come down slow and under control. You don't want them to turn into like a pendulum just like that. All right, we want to control them on the way down like we're standing in front of a glass door. Excellent. Finishing up here in 2 and 1, good. Okay, put these back, but keep them closed because we're gonna come back to a second round. We have about 15 seconds. We're going back to the clock taps, but now I'm gonna stand on my right leg so my left leg is free to move, okay? Starting here in 3, 2, 1, reach out with your toe, come back to the center, reach out to the side, come back to the center, reach out behind you, come back to the center, good. And I'm just tapping as I reach out each time. Again, I'm standing in the middle of that clock, tapping 12, now I'm tapping 9, and now I'm tapping 6, good. Let's keep this up here. We're doing great. We have about 5 seconds left of the clock taps. Good. Last one here. Excellent. Okay, a little bit of a break before we go back into the bicep curls. I'm just going to grab my weights here, get ourselves set up in 2 and 1. Curl up, come down, slow and under control there. Good. So again, just keeping the movement under control the whole time. We just have a comfortable pace here. It doesn't have to be super fast or super slow, just as long as it's under control there. Got about 5 seconds left here. And then we'll go into our next balance move. Last one here, good, okay. About 15 seconds of break. Let me show you what we're gonna do next. So we're gonna stick with the clock taps, but I'm gonna add 2 times to it. What I mean by that is instead of reaching out directly in front, we're gonna reach out over to the side, come back to the center, reach out, and then we keep going, okay? We're gonna start here in 2 and 1. So we reach out, cross the leg, come back to the center. Reach out forward, come back to the center. Reach out to the side, come back to the center. Reach out to the back, come back to the center, then reach out back and cross over and come back to the center, okay? So it's like we're tapping 11, we come back, tap 12, come back, tap 3, come back, tap 6, come back, and tap 7 if we were standing in the middle of a clock, okay? And we always come back to the center. Good. We've got this last round here. Good, excellent. Okay, so a little bit of a break. We're gonna go in next to our dumbbell front to lateral raise. So I'm gonna grab my dumbbells again, palms facing forward. What I'll do is come up to shoulder height in the front and then out to the side. Good, let's go ahead and get started here. Up to the front, then out to the side. So we go to a front raise, and then we go to a lateral raise. Now, if you're lucky enough to have more than one pair of dumbbell at home, I would suggest using a little bit of a lighter weight for this, just because those shoulder muscles are gonna get tired very easily, and also we don't want to injure the shoulders at all. Good, let's get one more front, and then one more side raise in. Excellent, okay. Take a little bit of a break before we go back into those clock taps with the added 2 times. The only difference now is we're gonna stand on our right leg, so we're gonna have our left leg free to move, okay? So let's go ahead and get started here. We're gonna reach out and over, come back to the center, straight out again, come back to the center, back to the side, back to the center, reach back, back to the center, and then back and over, back to the center. So you're reaching out. If we're in the clock, tap 1, come back in the center, tap 12, come back to the center, tap 9, come back, 6, and back, and then 5. Good. Let's get one more round in here. Excellent. Good. All right. Reach back. Excellent. Okay. Take a little bit of a break before we go back to those dumbbell front to lateral raises for a second time here. Same thing as the first time. So raising up to the front and then out to the sides, okay? So starting in 3, 2, 1, come up to the front. Good. Come back out to the sides. Excellent. Up to the front, back out to the sides. I'm not going higher than my shoulder height. All right. That's as high as we need to go for this. And again, just like with the bicep curls, we want to control it as well. Good. Let's get one more round in here. So a front raise and then a lateral raise. Good, okay. Take a little bit of a break. Our next move, again, I'm gonna build off the clock taps and we're gonna do a clock tap with a high knee, okay? So we'll step out and then come into a high knee, okay? Hold it there and then go back to side high knee and then back in high knee, okay? Here we go, starting in 3, 2, 1. So we step out, tap, into a high knee, hold that there, step to the side, into a high knee, and then step back, okay, with the knee up there. Good. Excellent. So this one's pretty challenging, especially now since we're pretty much staying on one foot the entire time. Good, okay, a little bit of a break, all right? The next strength move we're gonna do is a dumbbell tricep extension. So for that, we'll bend at the waist, keep the back flat, bring the elbows back, extend, just like that, all right? So, we still have a little bit left of a break before we get into this. So feet shoulder width apart, let's go ahead. Bend at the waist, back's nice and flat, bring the arms back, starting in 2 and 1. And then just extending back again. Our movement should be under control the entire time. Excellent. Keep this up here, make sure we got that flat back. We're pushing the hips back here. We're bending at the waist. Knees are bent slightly. We've got about 10 seconds left here. 2 and 1. Good, okay. So, after the short break, we're going back into the clock taps with the high knee. Only this time we're gonna use our left leg here, okay? So we're gonna start in 3, 2, 1, reach out, come back up, reach to the side, come back up, reach back, come back up. Good. And now at any point in time, if you feel like you wanna spend a little bit more time on one of these movements, feel free to pause the video, spend a little bit extra time on one of the movements, and then just pick back up when you restart it. Good. Excellent, we have about 5 seconds left, so let's get one more round in here. Back there. Good, okay. A little bit of a break before we go back into the tricep extensions again, okay? So I'm just gonna grab my dumbbells and then just get set up. All right, let's go ahead and bend at the waist. Bring the elbows back and just extend back. Good. Bending at the elbows, keeping those upper arms by our side. The only joint we want to move in the arm is that elbow. Good, keep this going here. Excellent, we have about 10 seconds left here. You're doing great so far. Again, controlled pace with these dumbbells. Let's get one more in. Good, okay, a little bit of a break. Our next balance move is just gonna be a side step. So all I want us to do is step to the side, try to balance on one leg, step to the side, try to balance on one leg. But if you need to tap and brace yourself, that's fine too. Let's go ahead and start in 3, 2, 1. Step to the side, balance on one leg, step to the side, balance on one leg. Good. So I'm just going from side to side, pausing for a second on that one leg there. Excellent. Good. We have about 10 seconds left here. You're doing great so far. We don't have to be super fast with this. Let's just focus on that balance. One more here. Good. Okay. A little bit of a break. I'm going to show you what we'll do next for our strength move. I'm going to grab one dumbbell, hold it in my right hand, stand with feet shoulder width apart, let it drop, and come up to the other side for a dumbbell oblique drop. We're going to start here in 2 and 1. So we just bend. We're just bending side to side from our midsection, from our torso here. I'm not pulling it up with my arm or anything. My arm's completely straight holding the dumbbell. All right, just think of it as a rope that's attached to that dumbbell there. Good. Got about 5 seconds left here. One more in. Good, okay, a little bit of a break. Then we're going back to the side steps, okay, while we're standing on one leg for a little bit. All right, 5 seconds here. Starting in 3, 2, 1. So side step, balance on one leg for a second. Side step, balance on one leg. Good. And it's just all about us transferring our weight from side to side onto one leg, so then now you have to control that movement that we have from side to side there. Excellent, good. About 10 seconds left here. All right, 5 seconds of counting. Again, we're just balancing for a second, last one, good, okay, a little bit of a break. We're gonna go back to the oblique drops, but this time I'm gonna hold it in my left arm, my left hand, okay? We're gonna start here in 3, 2, 1, and then again, it's just bending side to side there. Good. Again, that left arm that's holding the dumbbell, it's not doing any work, it's just holding the weight. Excellent, keep it up here. Got about 10 seconds left. 5 seconds and counting. 2 and 1. Okay, go ahead and put your weight back. All right. The next balance move, we have about 10 seconds of break left. The next balance move is a side step with a high knee now. So what we'll do is step into a high knee, okay? But we have 5 seconds, so let's just get ourselves set up, ready to go. Starting in 2 and 1, side step into a high knee, then side step into a high knee. Good. And it's just us stepping from side to side, getting that knee to come up, trying to get it to come up to waist height or as high as we can get it, okay? And it's just a slight pause. Good. While we focus on balancing on that one leg. 5 seconds left here. 2 and 1. Good. A little bit of a break. Next we have a plank. So I'm going to use our raised bed for this. Here at the center, at home you can use a chair. If it's against the wall, a couch, a bed, whatever you'd like. I'm going to go on my forearms, elbows underneath the shoulders, take a step out. Here we go. Hips are in line with the body, okay? Core is tight, focusing on our breathing. You don't want your hips too high, and you don't want your hips too low. And an easy way to tell if your hips are in the right position is if your shoulders are over your elbows, then they should be in the right position. If your shoulders are behind your elbows, your hips are too high. If your shoulders are in front of your elbows, your hips are too low. Finishing up here, 2 and 1. Good, okay. Again, taking a break before we go back into the side step with a high knee, okay? We've got about 5 seconds left here. Starting in 2 and 1, here we go. Side step, bring that knee up. Good, side step, bring that knee up. Let yourself pause for a second before you go into the next step, okay? Excellent. We're doing great so far. Halfway through this one, we have about 10 seconds left now. Good. And last one here. Excellent. 15 seconds, then we're going into our plank. After the plank, we're going to take a little bit of a longer break. We're about halfway through the class, so it'll be about a minute just to give us some time to get some water, maybe catch our breath, take a much needed break, okay? So let's go ahead and get ourselves set up, and here we go. Keep that core tight. Again, focus on your breathing. Hips are in line with the body. Excellent. And the lower a surface is, okay, the harder it's gonna be for you, okay? So like if you're doing a plank on the ground, that's gonna be harder than if you're doing it, on your bed. All right, finishing up here in 2 and 1. Good, okay. Come up slowly, you don't wanna come up too fast. So like I said, it's gonna be a little bit of a longer break right now. So go ahead and grab yourself some water, that's important. We wanna make sure we get a drink of water. Especially now during our longer break. All right, always important to drink some water while we're exercising and don't spill it like I just did, but that's all right. So a little bit more, okay? Just give yourself some time to rest and get ready for the rest of the class, okay? Maybe walk around a little bit, take a couple deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. We're gonna get started in a little bit. Let me demonstrate what we'll do next for our next balance move, okay? So, working off of the side step, we're gonna do a side step with a high knee with a side bend, okay? So it's gonna look like this. Take a step to the side, bring that knee up, pause, bend, come back up, step, high knee, bend, okay? Let's go ahead and get started. Step, high knee, bend from the torso, step, high knee, bend. So this one's gonna be pretty challenging, okay? We got a couple different steps here. Just take your time. If you need to pause the video, go ahead, pause the video if you feel like you're not getting it down, and if you want to just take some extra time, feel free to do so. Good. Last one. Excellent. Okay. Now, after this, we're going to do a hollow hold. So I'm going to come to the edge of my mat, and all I'm going to do is lean back with my arms out and legs out. So here we go. Let's give it a try for 30 seconds. You should be leaning back. You should feel your stomach engage while you do this. Okay, it's probably gonna tighten up. All right, so we're working the core here with this one. Got about 15 seconds left. Good, 10 seconds and counting. Almost there. Again, like I said, the planks, just focus on your breathing. Finishing up here in 2 and 1. Good, okay. 15 seconds before we go back into the side step with the high knee and that side bend again, okay? So, starting here in about 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, step, high knee, bend. Step, high knee, bend. Good. Just stepping from side to side, go into the high knee and bend. Now, if the bend is really, challenging, then just stick with the high knee, okay? And just do a couple extra reps with that. Good. Excellent. Let's get one more in here. Good, okay. A little bit of a break. I'm gonna go ahead and get myself set up for the hollow holds for a second time. Got about 5 seconds left here before we're gonna start these in 3, 2, 1. Lean back, arms out, legs out, stomach tightens up there. And again, we're just gonna focus on our breathing here. All right, then the more you lean back, the harder it's gonna be, and the more upright you are, the easier it's gonna be with this one. But we're almost done with this one, okay? We have about 10 seconds left. Finishing up here in 3, 2, 1, good, okay, 15 seconds. Our next balance move is just gonna be a single leg hold, all right? So all I want us to do is stand on our left leg with our right leg out in front, okay? But we'll start that in about 5 seconds here. So here we go in 3, 2, 1. So legs out in front. If you've done our balance test in the center, just like we've done for those balance tests when we do our revisions. You want the leg out in front, okay? And we're just standing on the left leg and just trying to hold it the entire time, okay? Of course, if you do need to come down and tap, go ahead and do so and just reset, okay? Good, we've got about 5 seconds left here. Finishing up, 2 and 1, good. So our next strength move, let me show you in the 15 seconds of break, is gonna be a dumbbell bent over row. I'm gonna grab my 2 dumbbells, feet shoulder width apart, push those hips back, and then just pull back. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. So, push the hips back, bend at the waist, your back is nice and flat. You have your dumbbells, you pull your elbows back, you squeeze your shoulder blades together there. Good. Let the back muscles do the work. You want them to be the ones that are pulling the dumbbells back there. Excellent. We have about 5 seconds left here. In 2 and 1. Good, okay. Go ahead, put your dumbbells back down. We're gonna go back to our single leg hold in about 10 seconds. This time we're gonna have the left leg out in front, okay? So, starting here in 3, 2, 1, bring that leg out. And again, just holding it out there for as long as we can. Of course, with a lot of these moves, if you need to be next to someone to just kind of have the hand over it, or maybe like a finger on like a countertop just to help you, you could do that as well. Good. So the next balance move, when we're done with our rows, I'm gonna build off of this, make it a little bit more challenging. Finishing up here, 2 and 1, good. 15 seconds, and we're going to go back to our dumbbell bent over row. 5 seconds here, feet shoulder width apart. Let's go ahead, bend at the waist. We're gonna get started now. Pull those elbows back, squeeze those shoulder blades together. Excellent. Doing great so far. Just make sure you push those hips back. Again, knees should be slightly bent, just like how we were set up for those tricep extensions that we were doing earlier. We've got 5 seconds left here. Last one. Good, okay, a little bit of a break. 15 seconds again. Let me show you what our next balance move is gonna be. It's gonna be a single leg hold like we just did, but we're just gonna rock, shifting our weight from the toe to the heel, okay? We're gonna go ahead and get started here in 3, 2, 1. Standing on our left leg, right leg out, and I just bring my weight forward a little bit, and then bring my weight back a little bit. If you need to, put the heel on the ground, and you can feel the weight shift on that left foot from the toe to the heel. My heel's not coming up, my toe's not coming up or anything like that. I'm just concentrating on feeling the pressure on my toe a little bit more, and then feeling the pressure on my heel a little bit more. And you could see how I'm just slightly rocking forward and back. All right, finishing up with this one. Good, okay, so our next strength move, while we have a little bit of a break, is gonna be a 1 foot sit to stand. So I'm gonna use the mat here. What I want us to do is we're gonna have our right leg out, so we're gonna stand up on the left leg, so we come up, and then we come back down. We're not using the right leg, okay? So we're gonna start here in about 5 seconds. So I'm standing up on my left leg. Starting in 3, 2, 1, here we go. You have that right leg out, and you're just standing up on that left leg. Now, as far as your hands go, sometimes it's easier if you have them out in front. All right, you could also fold them across the chest if you'd like as well. Whatever feels more comfortable for you. Good, about 5 seconds left here. Let's get one more good one in. Good, okay. A little bit of a break before we go back to our single leg balance with a rock, okay? This time we're gonna stand on our right leg with left leg out, and we're starting here in 3, 2, 1. So left leg's out, and again, we just shift our weight forward a little bit, feel the pressure on our toes, shift our weight back a little bit, feel it more in the heel, okay? Doesn't have to be a big movement, again. As you can see, I'm just slightly rocking forward and back. Again, my toe is not coming up, my heel is not coming up. I can just feel the pressure of the foot that I'm standing on change from my toe to my heel. Good, 2 and 1, excellent, okay. So we have a little bit of a break, but I'm gonna go and get myself set up here. We're gonna stand up on the right leg now, so that means the left leg's gonna be out in front. We're gonna start in 2 and 1. Here we go. Now, if this is too challenging, all right, and you just find yourself, just getting frustrated with this exercise, then just do a normal sit to stand with both legs, okay? 'Cause this is pretty challenging. Good. All right, keep this up here. Let's get one more in. Excellent, okay. A little bit of a break. Now, what we're gonna do next is a single leg balance with a high knee, all right? So I'm gonna stand on my left leg, right leg's out in front, again, and then all I'm gonna do is bring the knee up and then back down and try not to touch the ground, okay? So let's go ahead and get started here in about 5 seconds. So I'm just building off of that single leg hold we started with, okay? So starting in 3, 2, 1, knee comes up, we come back down to the leg out in front, and we're trying not to touch the ground with that right leg there. Of course, if you need to touch the ground, feel free to do so. Good. We've got about 10 seconds left here. We're doing great. All right. Let's get one more in here. Perfect, okay. Go ahead, take a little bit of a break. I just want to show you what we're doing next for our strength move. It's going to be a dumbbell deadlift. I'm going to grab my 2 dumbbells, have my palms face me, my feet are shoulder width apart, and then all I'm going to do is let the dumbbells slide down my thighs as I push my hips back and I keep my back nice and flat. Let's go ahead and get started here in 2 and 1. Push those hips back. Knees bend slightly, or I let the knees bend. Good. Come to about mid-shin there with the dumbbells. And again, it's all about pushing those hips back and out of the way. Excellent, doing great so far. We've got about 5 seconds left here. Let's get one more in. Good, okay, go ahead, put your dumbbells back. We're gonna go back to the single leg balance with high knee, only this time we're gonna stand on the right leg, so our left leg is gonna be out in front, okay? So we have about 10 seconds left here before we get started. Legs out in front, and then let's go ahead, bring it up, come back down. Again, try not to let that leg touch the ground there. Good. Doing great. We're almost done. All we have to do is the deadlifts next, and then we're done with the class. What we'll do after that is some stretches, okay? Good, 5 seconds here. 2 and 1, good, okay. 15 seconds, I'm just gonna grab my weight. Got about 10 seconds here. Again, feet are about shoulder width apart, palms are facing you. We're gonna start in 5 seconds here for the deadlifts. In 3, 2, 1, push those hips back. Let the knees bend, come to about mid-shin. Stand up nice and tall. Good. Excellent. Again, it's all about pushing those hips back there. Get them out of the way. We have about 10 seconds left here. 5 seconds and counting. Let's get one more in here. Good, perfect, okay. So that is it for all of our balance and strength moves. What I want to do next is do some stretches, okay? And with the power of television, I'm gonna reach off screen, grab my handy dandy chair for some of this. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use the back of my chair just to hold on to, and I'm gonna kick my left leg back, and I'm gonna grab my ankle, toe, or pant leg, and I'm gonna pull the heel towards me and hold it for about 20 to 30 seconds. Now, if we can't grab the ankle, toe, or pant leg, then what I want you to do is just a single leg butt kick, okay? All right, good. Hold this for about 10 more seconds before we switch sides. Good, okay. So kick the right leg back. Again, grab the ankle, toe, or pant leg, pull the heel towards you. And again, if that's really difficult for us to grab that foot, then just do those single leg butt kicks on the right side as well. And we're gonna hold this for about 20 to 30 seconds again. And for this, you know, sometimes I'll hold on, sometimes I won't. It just depends. If you don't hold on to things, it's gonna be a lot harder as far as balance goes. Good, all right. So next, I'm gonna take a seat. All right, I'm gonna have my right leg bent with my left leg straight out. Hands stacked together. Go ahead, reach for the left toe. Feel the stretch in the back of the leg there. Excellent, doing great so far. All right, you wanna feel the stretch, shouldn't be painful or anything like that. If you feel any pain, you wanna stop the stretch. You don't wanna hurt anything or pull a muscle. Good, let's switch sides. So now left leg bent, right leg straight out. Reach for the toe. Hold this again for about 20 to 30 seconds. Excellent. A little bit longer here. Good. Come back up. Bring that left leg over the right leg. And then just lean forward there. Don't worry about pressing down the knee. We're gonna feel the stretch on the outside of the hip. And again, holding this for 20 to 30 seconds. We have about 10 seconds left. All right, let's go ahead and switch sides. Lean forward, get some good stretches in. We just did our whole class, so now it's time to relax. Good, we're almost there. About 10 seconds left here. And of course, if you have any other stretches that you want to add towards after the class, go ahead, feel free to do so. All right, so that is it for today. Thank you for joining me with a balance and strength class. I hope to see you again soon, and I hope you have a great day.